want to do a quick video about deep tap-rooted nutrient accumulators, mostly, I don't know, concerning weeds. Usually for these type of weeds, I guess it's a dandelion or whatever it is. This is a violet. You can see the taproot on that. They're broken off. So this will definitely grow back because there's still part of the root in. And I'll go look at this book and hopefully I can show you a diagram of just how deep some of these taproots can get. But this is going to go down deep enough, at least a foot. I don't know, I'll have to look up. But basically the idea of deep taprooted nutrient accumulator, or these weeds that pop up, is a soil gets destroyed, a fire, whatever it is, and then these pioneer plants come in, and these come up and they burrow deep down in the soil, get as much nutrients as they can. They grow very quickly. In the fall, they break off, and all this material gets laid down on the ground, grows back up from the deep taproot, and it basically is just trying to cover the soil. So everywhere where I have rocks, all these weeds are coming up. Grasses are trying to come in, but most grasses have very shallow roots. And I was just going through and I was curious. I was like, well, usually I just take the leaves off of these. I usually just, let's just show you, just kind of rip the leaf off, whatever, and just throw it on the ground. And this is down in one of my walkways, but I ripped it all the way up, and look at the thickness of that taproot. I mean, it's just amazing. So no wonder these things keep popping up, because they're well below where you're mowing or digging or whatever else. So you can till your soil. Unless you're going 2-3 feet down, these are still gonna come up. You're gonna expose those seeds and whatever else, these taproots, to the sun, and it's gonna go, oh, full sun, and it's gonna grow. That's their conditions for growing, is full sun and or messed up soils. So just next time you think of ripping one of these out, just know that you have all sorts of taproot. And I'll go inside and I'll show you a book of roots, and I'll have to, what's the word I'm thinking of, the scientific name, I'll have to try and translate it to you for some of the cases. But let's head in and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to start here with the dandelion. See here, this dandelion taproot is growing 55 inches deep. Much deeper than comfrey. And that's in comparison to, and that's after its full height. That's the full height, and it's gone through its entire cycle and it's given off seeds. So if you think just ripping this out and getting a couple of whatever, these roots can send up new shoots. So you're basically never going to be able to get rid of dandelions. The only way really to get rid of dandelions and other deep tap-rooted things, they prefer a specific type of soil. They prefer sunlight. Now if you were to plant trees all around this, the soil would obviously change more to a fungal-dominated soil. So that would change what this plant itself strives on. You need to get down to the basic chemistry of each plant and which nutrients it really thrives on. But I want to pick another choice here for another thing that we call a weed that is essentially just trying to rebuild the soil. So if you think of all of these channels, that's breaking up the compaction in the soil from over-tilling. If this is all rock, we just basically cleared an area and all this is just rock instead of the topsoil. One of these seeds can go in and start to break up that soil or that rock. Can grow very quickly, put down a lot of mass, spread a lot, and it's all just trying to get back to healthy soils so other plants can live. This is a pioneer plant that is the basis for these advanced plants that we're trying to, every berry bush needs quite a few years of, theoretically, several years of dandelions and other things like that to grow in that same place before you're going to get a berry plant to grow naturally. Here's another great example of root systems, not necessarily from a plant that's trying to restore the soil, but a plant that is going to survive, and showcases why, in this case, an asparagus plant needs 1 year from planting a crown. Needs at least 1 year to do its full cycle before it's going to reach, proper natural size. When I've bought and root these crowns of asparagus, you get maybe 8 of these main taproots that are about this deep, but maybe 6 inches max. So I planted a bunch of these this year, and I have gotten the single shoot, and they are ferning. But this whole year, it's trying to spread out an additional 1, 2, 3 feet at least, and go down 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 4 feet. So next year when they pop up in the spring, it makes a lot more sense why they come up so early in the spring and so late in the winter, because they have all the stored energy and the soil's so deep down below the frost that they can shoot up. And here on the other page, you can see that's a potato. And if you've ever done potatoes or sunchokes, you know that you're probably going to miss one of these, and all these are just going to send off its own roots. You'll grab, say, all of these top ones, but this little bit will stay. It'll be able to access and make its own roots, and then multiply from there. This is the last one I'm going to show you. This is a really interesting book, but I just want to highlight a couple of things, especially the one that's called Silverweed. Found in wetlands, grassy habitats, roadsides throughout America. Just look at how this thing spreads. So not only is it 4 inches tall maybe. See if this thing will focus. The taproots are even longer than that, and then it spreads out even more, but it sends runners. We'll send runners to each one, and they send their own taproots. So this is meant to, just imagine it's meant to carpet an area. It's meant to break down the soils, bring up nutrients, grow, fall down, spread. These will probably actually seed as well, so the wind will take those and spread them even further, but they're meant to spread and fix the soil. And here I'll show you the book I'm looking at. Is Understanding Roots by Robert Couric. And he has all sorts of great drawings, and all these drawings were most of these drawings were from one single guy, where he actually, all those drawings were him writing down exactly what the roots look like after excavation. So here you can see you got one for vegetable roots and fruit tree roots and all this stuff. We'll talk about the dynamic accumulators, deep roots and nutrients, nitrogen fixers. If you really want to really understand, they give a great description of each plant, what they need, how they spread. And this is the primary book if you want to understand how to plant, what to plant, when to plant. And I would definitely pick it up. And thanks for watching.